to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I am James.
You are?
I am. And you're definitely Gemma. How are you, Gemma?
I'm doing well, thank you. And yourself?
I'm not too bad. It's colder, it's darker, it's miserabler, and it's getting near Halloween. So I'm happy. I am happy.
Oh, well, that's good. I thought you were going to err on the side of caution of being unhappy at that point then.
No. The fact that there's a marked increase in horror films that you can see and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I dig it. It's cool. It's good. And I will probably watch like Phantasm stuff and other films in the run-up.
Yes, that does sound like a good plan, definitely. So, but yeah, this time of year I love it as well for that same reason. Like all of the horror films become available, don't they? And it's like, oh, this is so exciting. And then all of a sudden you have to pay like, I don't know, $5.99 to watch them every other month. You'd think that they would mark the prices up in October, wouldn't you? Not the other way around.
You would think so. Yeah. It was a strange thing. I remember when I first started using Amazon, Prime
Fire Stick
for films, Fire Stick films. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have very specific, and I thought, wow, you can tell it's an American company that have like very specific runs of Halloween films, Christmas films.
Yeah.
It seems less of an obvious thing now. They don't sort of make it as blatantly obvious where it's like an entire like strip that turned up going Halloween, horror.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stuff is still there. But it's good. Yes. I do like seeing the films. I'm really looking forward to the new Halloween film when that comes out. So.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by that one. I hope it is going to be as good as it's sort of going to be hyped up to be.
Yeah, I definitely hope so too. I'm hoping. On the film front, the one where I think people will be disappointed is Black Adam. Because it's one of these things that the hype in it so much, I can't see it not disappointing. So
not disappointing or disappointing?
I can't see it not being anything but disappointing. It's not going to meet people's expectations.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking as well. And because, like you said, I think it's always the case as well, isn't it? When everything is advertised all over the place to try and get everybody all excited and whatnot, that is usually when the movie isn't as good as it's sort of planned out to be. Because I remember well, it's not a film, but Piers Morgan, when he had his TV program come out, and he was literally on every single phone, not phone. Why am I saying phone? I meant bus stop, and every all pictures everywhere, and it's like, ugh, just get out my face, Piers.
Well, you have one of two things that happen. Either they oversaturate the market to sell something, or you have the problem that they know it's going to be it's going to vastly not work, and they release the information for it really late. And that's kind of what talking to people, I think they've done with the new the finale of Dot 2 for Jodie Whittaker. There's been pretty much nothing for it until like a sudden rush of stuff now, and people I think the general view is they're worried that it's not going to work, so they're just trying to move it. Tenant will be back in for a bit, and then it's shooting out where, and yay, it'll hopefully survive. But I'll get crucified by Dot 2 fans for those comments. So,
well, I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion, though. So, everybody is.
Just remember, if you disagree with me, you're wrong.
Exactly. So, is David Tennant coming back? Because I haven't watched Doctor Who for many years.
Well, you and I are in a similar boat. I stopped watching when Jodie got in it. I gave it a burst of my time, and it didn't work for me. As I understand it, it's the doing it. I mean, I live through others on this who are very much in the know, and as I understand it, David Tennant is coming back possibly for an episode or two. I don't know. It's all part of what I assume will be like the big Christmas episode with him, and that's my only understanding of it. I don't pretend to know how any of it will work or anything like that, but it to me is. I've seen a few people get pissed off on Facebook when I've commented on it, but to me it's like, it's a desperation move because they brought Russell T Davies back as showrunner, and they brought Tennant back to do an episode or two. It's the thing of, well, what worked brilliantly in the past, we'll try that and hopefully it'll work. So, yeah, hopefully it'll all be good. I know some people have loved Jodie Whittaker's run and it's great if it's worked for them, but my understanding of it is a bit minimal and I've not been involved. Although I'll just mention this for myself. I have done some voice work for some .2 audio dramas that will be coming out fairly soon. They're not, I'm afraid, the actual, done by the .2 people, but I promise you, having heard previous work, they're as near as damn it. So I will keep you all aware when those properly get released.
Yeah, that does sound like way up your street, though, to be honest. And it's giving you that opportunity to do your voices as well, isn't it? So any information that you can provide about that in future episodes, that would be awesome to let us know and stuff so that we can keep an ear out.
I certainly will, yeah. It's given me the chance to do a bit of voice work, a bit of acting, and I've played villains, which are always the most fun to play. So, yeah, I will keep you all aware. And there could be some other stuff in the pipeline, so we'll see what happens with that. So, yeah, it's all fun.
Yeah, we just need to get James some paid work now that is actually, this is obviously a fun project and, like a passion project sort of thing. But, and obviously that's amazing still because you're getting the acknowledgements and whatnot. But, yeah, we do need to get James some actual voice work. I still think that you should do the Marks and Spencer's adverts.
Why not? Yeah, these are not beans. These are Marks and Spencer's beans.
Yeah. This is a luxurious Christmas pudding.
This is a luxurious orange and walnut cake. Perfect for your Christmas meal.
Put some brandy sauce over it.
Set it on fire and burn the house down.
Take out Marks and Spencer's home insurance. Actually, I don't know if they have got home insurance, but that would be quite fun as well, wouldn't it?
It brings a whole new meaning to the Sparks card, doesn't it? It's the Sparks flavour.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like you've been quite a busy boy, really, to be honest.
I try and keep myself busy, which perfectly leads into my next question. Gemma, how are you? What have you been up to?
Work. Sorry, I actually stole that from another podcast. I should give them the shout out then. That's from the Chronicles podcast. I've been listening to them recently and they always go when they work. They always, I can't even remember who the artist is who sings the song, but yeah, there's a song called Work. And they always do that. So I do apologise, Jamie, for stealing your bit there. But this week, technically, this week is 2 weeks in the future. So this week basically we're doing some pre-recorded shows because we're taking a couple of weeks off at the end of October, but obviously we wanted to keep you guys entertained. So we are going at it like a bull at a gate, aren't we, James, to
we are.
Get our episodes all done and dusted. And obviously so that we can hopefully entertain you guys at the same time. But mainly I've been working. I'm covering for a colleague at the moment, so it is not only double the amount of work, but sometimes it's triple the amount of work. So that is fun, but I have got a couple of people that I can lean on, which is always good.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, good that you've got people to lean on.
Yeah.
Not that you've got extra large amounts of work to deal with.
No. At least the day's going really quickly, though, so that's a good thing.
Well, I can see that being definitely the case. So that's where you've been up to. The big question is, I'll ask this one, Jimmy. Has anything codswalloped you? Have your rage levels been increased this week at all? You're saying like a bull. Have you been like a bull in a china shop and a bull charging a red rag?
I was going to say, well, of course I've got Codswallop, but I have got a bit of good news before I move on to the Codswallop.
Okay, we like good news.
Yeah. So, because obviously I've been moaning recently about doctor's surgery and whatnot because, they're not taking, I don't feel like they're taking me seriously. And actually, finally, I managed to, I mean, it was a real hard slog, and I really, really went at it, to try and get an appointment for whatever. But as of, Sunday this week, so Sunday the 16th, I think that is, I'm going to have a chest x-ray to find out what's going on with regards to like the potential long COVID and whatnot. Hopefully nothing else is found, obviously. Don't want anything like that. But also because of, that I really struggle and I get a lot of pain with, oh God, I can never pronounce it, but it's abbreviated down to HS, and it's a chronic skin condition, which I've got. And I have spoken about it before, but basically, it is so painful. It's kind of like your skin is burning, and it's like all this. I don't want to get into graphics because I don't want to put anybody off, but you get these really horrible cysts and stuff, and it's really horrible thing. Anyway, and I've managed to, after waiting 6 months and fighting for 6 months, I finally got an appointment with a dermatologist to actually help me with this. So fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed it's all going to be, it's never going to go away because it's a chronic skin condition, so it's always going to be there. And I was speaking to a friend of mine who's also got it, and he said that because male or female can get it, so it's not just a female thing. He said that the last time he'd had an attack was in 2013. Sorry, wow. Froggy Frog, 2013, and he recently just had another really bad attack. And it just comes on. It might be because you're stressed or whatever, but yeah. So that is good news. I'm at least getting to see a dermatologist, and hopefully we'll be getting to the bottom of it and maybe find out what I can do to ease it at least. Yeah. That's very good. Then I will keep my fingers crossed for you on that one. I'll throw a medical thing in myself, actually, because why not? Yeah. So I had problems with my knee, I had problems with my ankle. When they decided to kick in, they're awful. I saw the chiropractor who basically was saying that it's tendon damage, which, to be fair, makes sense when you think about it. My arthritis won't help, but that's at least not too much of a problem on the knee. So it's just lots of cold ice stuff. And the only annoying thing that really upset me, didn't upset me, kept apologising for telling me bad news, but I said it is what it is that I'm not going to be able to do as much walking because a lot of it's repetitive strain. So will fix me in some form or another, I'm sure. So that's not too much of an issue. So yeah, we are both dealing with medical stuff, but we have a positive angle, hopefully. So that's 2 thumbs up. Yeah, hopefully. And I know that, you do love going for your walks, don't you? And it was hard for you when you initially got like long COVID and stuff to actually get back into the swing of it and things. So, but I suppose you don't have to go for long walks, but you can still go for short ones, can't you? Yeah. It's what they said is 1 day on, 1 day off. So I'm going to be trying to do that. So, but it's I'm still nowhere near. I mean, a lot of it is the unfortunate thing that it is, and I don't feel old, but it is the chiropractor was saying to me is you're getting older, you can't bounce back from things as well as you used to be able to do. Yeah. So that's the reality. But hey, it is what it is. It all will be well. It's a movable feast. It'll be what it'll be. Any salty tapples listening to this who might be new would not believe right now that I'm 39 and you're 40, because we are sounding like 70-year-olds at the moment, James. Yeah. How very, very true. Like two old people. Yeah, but do you know what's scary? I saw a guy at the barber's. He's like 93, and I'm like, he's more nimble than I am. Yeah, yeah, I know. I live with a person who's more energetic than I am. It's awful. It's awful. It is awful. My mum is 72, and yes, everyone, I still live at home, but it's expensive out there, don't you know? But yeah. Seriously though, she's quite an energetic person. I mean, obviously, it's beginning to sort of get her down. Aches and pains are getting her down a bit now, but she's always been so energetic that it's ridiculous.
Well,
I clearly got my father's genes, not her genes.
I tell you what, let's shift off Health Corner.
Although it was positive, well, at least mine was anyway.
Yeah. No, it was. There was positivity because we're both seeing ways you can deal with things and hopefully there'll be the resolution. So, yeah. Any advice for either of us from the Salty Tadpole world? Any listeners, please do pass that on to us. But I'm chomping at the bit, or champing at the bit.
I think chomping was right, but yeah.
I'm not sure. I've seen it as both champing, but I'm on the edge of my seat. There we go. The tension snapping my shoelaces. Gemma, what's the Codswallop?
Well, maybe I'll change the subject then if you're dying to know what my Codswallop is.
It's going to be more tense.
Well, I got 2 Codswallops. So, because I haven't done Codswallops for a while. So I thought, but these ones kind of happened this week. So to be honest, my life has been pretty much Codswallop free with regards to, because I haven't really been going out much. So that's why. Other people haven't annoyed me, so, because I've been avoiding them.
Fair enough. I can dig that, yeah.
One of my Codswallop is headphones. So, on last week's episode, which was our wonderful movie review of The Crow, I did do a little intro, which I'm sure James listened to.
Oh, the Raven.
Oh, the Raven, yeah.
Look, it's a raven.
It's amazing when you can remember things, isn't it, you?
I don't remember you, but I never remember anything useful.
Just the stuff to tease me about. No, it's all good. I wouldn't have put it out there if I hadn't have wanted teasing. But so on our episode last week, which was absolutely fantastic, we got rave reviews, remembering, guys, that we're pre-recording this episode, so this episode has also not come out yet. And I did a little intro to the episode, which James has not heard, so if he wants to listen to it, he has to actually listen to it.
Nice. That's a motivator. I like it.
Yeah. Even if he listens to the first 2 to 5 minutes, I think we still get a digit on the little thing saying, "Oh, you have a new listener." So there you go. Anyway, so I've been having a few issues with headphones recently, and I thought to myself, right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to treat myself to a new pair. But when we're talking a new pair, my budget's sort of like 10 quid at the most. So I found a pair that were £10. They were noise cancelling as well, which was amazing.
Nice.
And and they fit, because my other problem that I have is that I've got incredibly small earlobes. So I need to have the ones that actually slot inside your ears rather than the ones that sit on the edge. Otherwise, they don't work and they're really not comfortable and whatnot. Yeah, so I bought these headphones. They were £10. I was like, bonus, brilliant. I didn't realise until I was recording that actually the headphones that I had a microphone as well. So the constant, so there was a constant battle between my microphone that I use on a daily basis, or, on a recording basis, and these headphones that were kind of battling against each other to take charge as to which. So there's a lot of ticking and clicking and stuff like that. And, I mean, it's annoying, but there we have it. I would have tried, I took some of it out, but I took out as much as I possibly could, but I couldn't get it all out. So, but really, when I listen back to it, it doesn't really deflect from what we're talking about much. So hopefully that'll be the case, and hopefully people still enjoy it. So, but yes, apologies for that. So what I did, I've got incredibly clean ears before anybody starts judging me. Is I popped
I
back
didn't say anything.
No. Well, no, I don't necessarily mean you, but, there may be people out there who judge me. I've got incredibly clean ears and I wiped them as well. So, not my ears, the earbuds. And I thought, well, 10 quid's a lot of money if you're not going to use something,
Yes.
So I went back to Asda with my receipt and I exchanged them for another pair of headphones. Opened the box. They were the big ones. Those are the ones that, I said about that can't fit in my ears. So I was like,
dear.
oh, for God's sake. So I had to do the editing. So I was like, right, I'm going to have to use these. I haven't taken them back because they were a £5, but, still, it doesn't seem right to take them back again. And at the moment, I'm just resorting back to using the original ones that I probably should have just carried on using in the first place. But, yeah.
Life is strange, isn't it? It's it's a test.
It definitely is. Yeah, it definitely is. But yeah, it was so frustrating as well because it's not really a treat to get headphones because obviously I need them for doing podcasting and editing and stuff like that. But it's very rare that I actually sort of think to myself, right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get something for myself, That, and, the one time I do, it's like, oh, okay, great, Oh, dear. But never mind. It's not the end of the world. You just live and learn. And that's the thing, isn't it?
True. Yeah. Very true. Very true. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot better. But
it could.
Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt, headphones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know about you and your headphones. Definitely know about that.
What a pain.
Yeah. So I did toy with the idea of getting those not the little, but the big bucket ones. The ones that you like almost like the ones that you've got on. I know I can't see you right now, but I know from seeing you previously on like recordings and stuff. But so the ones that actually go over the top of your head and over your ears kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like they weigh me down. If that makes sense.
That's fair enough. I'm not exactly sure what sort you buy if they weigh you down, but
I find them really heavy.
I was going to say, I just have a very delicate neck.
I have. I'm a very delicate person, James.
I've the lightest headphones known to man.
With my delicate little earlobes and stuff like that, So, well, there we have it. But so now I'm toying with the idea of taking back the other headphones as well. But I might just leave them, as a spare pair. Might just leave them because they weren't as much. I think they were like £5, so it wasn't quite as bad. So, but still, £5 quite a lot to lose if you're not going to use something as well, isn't it? So, we'll see.
Very true. Very true.
Yes.
So that's Codswallop 1.
Yes.
What's
Codswallop number 2 is now. I watch a lot of things on Disney Plus. And
Are you going to go Red She-Hulk on me? Sorry, go on.
No, not quite. But there's this function that really, really annoys me. Now, if you start watching something, I've got a little bit of OCD. James would never know this, but
No, you never would have picked it up, but go on. You hide it so well. She's very subtle, isn't she, tadpoles? Very subtle.
Whatever. Shut up. Anyway, stop telling my secrets. So on Disney Plus, you've got obviously things that you've watched, and then if you start watching like a TV series, it comes into the list of things to continue watching, as most of the apps do. So it's not anything new. But the only thing is that if you think to yourself, right, okay, I'm not going to actually watch this program anymore. So, for example, the one that I started watching months and months and months ago was How I Met Your Mother. Because I thought to myself, right, I'm going to rewatch them. But then I was like, I really can't be asked. So with Disney Plus, you haven't got the option to remove that thing from your watch list. So
really?
Yeah, well, you can you can move it. You can delete it off of your saved list. So the list of that you want to actually maybe watch it in the future kind of thing. But if you're actually physically watching something, it will stay on the list that you'll continue watching. The only way you can get rid of it is by fast forwarding through all of the episodes to actually get rid of it.
That's annoying.
That is so annoying. It's driving me absolutely nuts. I mean, it doesn't take overly long because I did some today, and it took me probably about half hour to get to series 9. So it's not massively long because obviously you got the triple and quadruple fast forward and stuff. But it's such a ball ache. It's like with Netflix, as the other example, for example, is you can actually go onto it, and if it says, it actually gives you the option, says, do you wish to continue watching, sort of thing. And if you don't want to, it can remove it from your watch list. And then it's never, it's not there again unless you start watching it again. I can't understand why Disney Plus can't just do something like that. They're all techno wizards and geniuses and all this kind of crap, but they can't work out how to, make life easier for OCD people.
Unless the plan is just to annoy you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is as well, because I've got such a problem with it that me and my mum have both got a Netflix account, but we've got the dual watcher thing. So my mum's got one account and I've got another account, but they're all within the same account, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So she can do whatever she wants, and mine's all nice and neat and clean. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But
whatever. No judging here.
Yeah. On the TV in the front room, Disney Plus is on there, which I said is fine. If you want to watch something, watch it. But if you don't want to continue, kind of pick something. Don't just pick it on a whim. Pick it if you really want to watch it, kind of thing, rather than, for the same reason. She kept watching a couple of things on National Geographic. And I was like, oh my God, because these things were just sitting there for days on end, and I was going, fucking disappear already. So, yeah. As you can tell, this is a Codswallop of mine that's been going on for a while.
Again, very subtle. Very subtle. It was only just hints, obviously. I never would have guessed. The rage and the anger.
Maybe this episode should be called Gem Hulk.
Yes.
Disney Plus Gem Hulk. But honestly, it absolutely, I can feel myself getting enraged by it. Sat here just talking to you about it. See, you lot all think I'm joking when I'm going, she's so angry and enraged all the time. See, I didn't lie to you. Yep, she is the She-Hulk, and not in the sense of the kind of cool, calm She-Hulk. Oh no, she's the She-Hulk when the She-Hulk's gone right off the deep end. Talking about She-Hulk, I've actually watched all of them now, but we need to move on to your Codswallops now.
I haven't really got much in the way of Codswallop. I did have the thing when we were supposed to be recording where my hard drive had thrown a complete wobbler.
Oh, yes.
And was beginning to die. And I was like, okay, let's see how long this takes to move everything over to another drive. It was nearly the entire day. It was done by 9 o'clock at night, and I'd started at 8 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite...
It was, but... Yeah, the reality is, you've got to be thankful for small favours. I managed to not have it become a problem. The only other annoyance I can think of is my dad's car's starting to bugger up, so I helped him when I saw the chiropractor. We were trying to find cars, and as much as I love cars, and I do love them, I know, again, subtly, you wouldn't know that if you've been listening to me currently, previously, whatever. But I do love cars, as you know. What I don't like is the process of buying cars. It's very annoying. My dad hates it even more, hence why he just leaves it all to me and goes, you go and do the research, find me some cars, and bah.
Is there anything in particular he's looking for?
Well, we had to discount. He wanted a Jag, but we were told to discount them because there are reliability issues. That's a no-no. Basically, we've looked at sort of Beamer, stuff like that. The problem with that is rear-wheel drive. So ideally, we've got to try and find something that's four-wheel drive because if the weather gets bad. But it's, we'll just see what there is, see what the options are. I mean, you could get a four-wheel drive Beamer. You could get a four-wheel drive, whatever. We'll keep looking. It's not absolutely urgent, so we'll just keep looking. But watch this space. We'll see what we can find.
Well, fingers crossed he manages to find something that he really wants and whatnot. And it's the right budget and the right gear and the right petrol, diesel, I don't know, battery, whatever, Clearly, I don't like anything to do with cars.
The only other requirement that I did know that he definitely had is it can't have too small an engine because if it hasn't got power, it drives him bonkers for motorway driving, stuff like that. So it'll have to be a 2 litre or bigger. Yes, eco people, it can upset you, but the reality is, I know this, he knows this, it can get if you've not got enough power. So anyway,
fair enough.
Moving on.
Well, no, before we moved on, I was just going to say, I think we should get your dad on to have a rant and rave about Codswallop problems with regards to his engine. Because you were just like, oh, well, these things happen. Whereas I'm going like red in the face because I'm getting so angry with Disney Plus.
I don't think my dad would be getting enraged. He's just like, I've got to deal with it. So my dad is... I can get annoyed, but my dad is very calm. He stays very calm because what he does, as I mentioned, like the German episodes, he goes very analytical. Yeah. He looks how to resolve a problem, so he's very good for that sort of stuff. Yeah. It's a good thing. It's something I wish I could do as well as he does. So, But hey, the beauty is I saw the car, on a positive, coming off the Codswallop, I saw the chiropractor assessed issues. My legs and my hips and everything are still in place. Nothing's gone out of whack, so I'm still as I should be balanced, even though I have the obviously back pain and stuff. And that's good. And I got to spend time with Dad, so it's a positive thing. Yeah, absolutely. And then you kept getting like continuous messages from your co-host or your host or whatever, from your co-host because I'm, I can step down a couple of seconds. Saying, have you done this yet? Have you done that yet? I've only just walked through the bloody door. Yeah, that was yesterday. I realised that you don't know that. I thought, I'm giving you information that you can't possibly know. It's like I once said that thing when you were asking me about telling you stuff, actually explaining it. It's like when I go somewhere, like we say, I went for a walk, something with somebody, and I think they can work out where are we going. And I'm like, where do I go now? Yeah, turn left, sorry. So but I spent about 2 minutes in the house. I was like, okay, I'll just do it myself. But I did get the stuff to you, so it's good. It just took me a little longer. So. You did, yeah. And it actually, it just gave me a little bit of a kick up the bum that, maybe I could do some of it as well. So I did. It's been chaotic this week, guys. Come on now. It has. It's been all over the pigging show, but that's the way things are sometimes. If it was all fun and games and simple, it wouldn't be as much fun, or so they tell me. Absolutely. I agree with that. Everybody loves a roller coaster. Do 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 do. I bet you don't know that song, do you? No, I don't have a bloody clue. No, because I just made it up. I thank you. There you go. See, Salty Tadpoles, more insight into the brain and world of Gemma. Exactly. I can turn every sentence into a song if I wish. I just don't wish all the time. So, obviously, I sort of mentioned the fact that I'd watched all of She-Hulk now, as it's been out for a while. Have you seen all of them now, James? Or? Yeah, I think there's one episode left, isn't there? Have you seen the Daredevil one? Yes, yeah. I thought that was the end one. I don't know, no, because I think there's one more episode to go.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Oh, maybe.
I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, because I went in with a knowledge that I probably would be a little bit disappointed. So it actually didn't disappoint me as much because obviously when you go in with low expectations, you get slightly higher expectations.
Yep.
Yes, the CGI isn't great, but it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
And because it's like bite-sized episodes as well, isn't it? So it's you've got the, like 20 to 30-minute episodes. So it's not so bad in that sense.
It is interesting what you said. Like, sometimes the CGI looks good. And it sounds weird, and this is a sign of probably very bad CGI, actually.
Yeah.
There are elements where it looks better when it's a static image, which probably defeats the objective of CGI.
Yeah.
Where it can look like, say, her face when she's like talking to somebody, like, bam, that works. But there's other times when like, she's walking, she looks obviously fake.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, it's weird. I mean, I don't dislike it. I don't at all dislike the show. I do like pissing off some people on Facebook when I'm, well, maybe it's the wrong thing. I wasn't enjoying annoying them. All I was trying to do was say we are allowed different opinions when people go, it's the greatest thing ever. I'm going, well, the CGI is questionable, but it's watchable, and I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
But they get really enraged over that. I'm like, I didn't know we were all supposed to have the same opinion.
Well, exactly. Because there's going to be like moments that like we've had it in the past, haven't we? That we've had moments where we, I'll love something, you hate it, or vice versa. And, we're still friends. But we're allowed to have a difference of opinion. I mean, we all battle it out and call each other assholes. But, it's, well, I mean, I'll call you an asshole. You call me an angel, but,
Well, that's what you like to think anyway. But no, it's, I don't dislike it. There's some episodes that are better than others. I think I've done exactly what you've done, which is I went into it with low expectations.
Yeah.
The thing that's been good, and I want to see if this has been the case with you, I've had laugh out loud moments.
Yes, yeah, I have had a couple of those. And I thought also with regards to her, like the dating episode sort of thing, where she goes on to a dating app as herself, and then she goes on as She-Hulk, and she attracts all the men then, and it's just, it's so bloody typical of men, like I don't want to be a stereotypical, like, I'm not a feminist, not really, not at all, but, I don't even vote very often, kind of thing. So, I'm more of a tomboy than anything else. But, I did sort of think to myself, well, that's bloody typical. She's a beautiful girl without being green, but everyone just wants a bit of a freak of nature, kind of thing. And it's like, oh, so I got quite annoyed.
I'm going to ask the question, is she a bit of a slut? Which is the comment made in one of the episodes.
Well, I mean, what do you think? Is she a slut because she's being She-Hulk, or? No,
I wouldn't say she's a slut, but she certainly seems to be slightly free and easy in some respects. But it amuses me, the whole, not well, amuses me isn't the wrong word, but I find it very interesting that, like, the guys are loose, should we say, man whores, whatever, and she go, sort of situation, she's a bit loose, but it all seems to kind of work. But none of them seem to, the thing I question is, none of them actually seem to really like each other. They all seem, there's no, like, real connection between them, which I'm assuming is what Jennifer really wanted. It's interesting. But just the slut thing did actually kind of make me chuckle. But I don't want to give away the episode. That's mainly why I said the slut things in the episode. That made me laugh.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, well, she's a single lady. She's allowed to do what she wants.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants. Yeah,
absolutely. If a man can do it, then so can a woman. You know what I mean? But I suppose women just have to be a little bit more cautious because, we're not. Well, in her case, she's actually doesn't need to be a little bit more cautious because she can defend herself. But, most women can't defend themselves as well as a man can, if you know what I mean. But, I'm just saying that men are stronger sometimes.
Unless they're against Jennifer. I found I'm trying to think what else I really liked in it.
I quite like, Oh, sorry. I was going to say I quite like the training scene, at the beginning with Bruce Banner, and I get a lot of people sort of saying that it was putting Bruce down and it was stuff like that. But actually, what I saw it as was more like not sibling because they were cousins, but sibling rivalry. It's kind of like, well, actually, I can do things better than you because we're family. Rather than it being actually because I'm female, I can do things better than you. It's because I'm more of a badass because I'm your cousin kind of thing. That's how I saw it personally.
I also think it'd more be the fact that if you think about it, Bruce is showing her what to do. And whereas he's had a load of issues to overcome and kind of like tame that element of him, with him saying to her, well, this is what you do. And then she can easily go, well, actually, that is what I have to do. And then I'll do whatever else I need to do my own spin on it. That's probably why she's actually able to take to it a bit quicker than he would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he can go, this is how you're supposed to do it. And she can go, all right, so this is how I'm supposed to do it. And then she's also got her own brain still, which of course he wouldn't have originally had when he was Hulk. He just went Hulk and mental. So,
yes. Yeah, exactly. So he was training her to be the Hulk that he was rather than the Hulk he is now. So, but yeah, it's, I think it's a good series. I felt really sorry for her when she was texting that guy who ghosted her. And she,
for obvious reasons, though.
Well,
that became apparent.
Well, yes. At the end of the episode, it became apparent. I think it was the end or the beginning of the next one, whichever. But yeah, I mean, still though, it's she didn't know that, and it was kind of like, oh, so. But she actually put time in with that guy, and it's like, oh. So things we have to do as women, James.
I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
Oh, are you not a woman? Sorry.
No. Well, actually, yeah. How dare you assume my gender?
I didn't.
in the now 21st century, no gender assumption, nothing. In fact, yeah, I could, if I wished, identify as a woman. I could probably also identify as a chair if I wanted to. So you know.
Could, and I identify as a dinosaur. But I didn't actually assume your gender. You assumed your own gender. So how does that work?
I don't know. God knows. That's too much for a deep question to ask at this time in the evening.
I know. Well, there we have it. The other thing that I've been watching as well, it's a really weird program, and I don't watch it all the time. But there's this TV program, so it's very much like Naked Attraction. We've talked about that program before, I believe. We have.
That rings a bell, I think, yeah.
So basically, Naked Attraction is where there's like 6 or 7 people stood behind a door that lifts up very slightly to the crotch area, to the waist area, and, all the people are naked behind the doors, basically. And the fully dressed person has to pick someone from the look of the body. Yeah, this other program that I've been watching is called Send Nudes. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. But basically what happens is that there is a it's half and half in the sense of it's really cheesy, but then you actually see like the softer side, like the person who really needs sort of plastic surgery or whatever. So it's all about plastic surgery. So you've got like one side. I'm pointing. Does that help you?
No, but if you think it does, keep going.
I will. I talk with my hands. So you got one side, which is actually like the glamour models, the porn stars, both gender, all genders, should I say. Basically what they do is they go into this room where there's lots and lots of different cameras, and they take like a 3D image of the person. And then the person it's kind of like a 3D version, but it's kind of like a hologram, if that makes sense. So say a woman comes in and she's got like, I don't know, double E boobs, so already massive boobs. But she says, I want double X.
What? How big is that?
I don't even know. I think there was one woman who literally, I can't remember what cup size she wanted originally. After she'd had plastic surgery already kind of thing. But they were absolutely ginormous. Like, it was just unbelievable. It was probably the size of an elephant's head. It's ridiculous.
That's
Men would
weird.
suffocate.
There'll be the suffocation issue, and there'll be the fact that it'll do a back no good.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a motorboat, it'd be a cruise liner.
I think it'd be more than a cruise line. It'd probably be a warship.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So anyway, what this kind of 3D image thing does is that, it will go to the next size up rather than the full size that the person wants. And then there's like a group of people that are on screen, and there's like, say, 30 people, and they're all looking at pictures of the person as they are originally, and then like the first step as to what they look like and giving their honest opinions. And it's actually quite interesting in that sense. So you're actually watching like what the people really think.
That.
And then obviously then it goes up to the true, the level that they really wanted, kind of thing. And you also see the other people's you see the same people's reactions to that version as well. And it's like, whoa, that's really going to hurt your back or whatever, But there's also a plastic surgeon there who's telling you like how this is done and whatnot. But then the flip side of it is there was a guy on there, this one was the one that I remember, who had a micro penis. Mm-hmm. So, and he'd had lots and lots of different issues with his penis. I don't know why it's an
Yeah.
I mean, do I call it willy or penis? No, but anyway, he'd had loads and loads of different operations because he was having real problems. He was, he had something wrong when he was like born and whatever.
So medical problems,
Yeah, so that's kind of the flip side of it. But then, it was kind of like, it was talking about different ways of doing like penis enlargements and stuff like that. And it was actually really interesting. And it was also like, again, with the people who were in the background actually watching it, they were actually, giving honest opinions, saying, do you know what, mate, I think you should just leave yourself as you are, kind of thing. But, and making him feel more positive about himself, So
you've got to think in both cases of what he wants to do and what the lady wants to do.
Yeah.
Things can go wrong. There's no guarantee for like elective surgery that it's going to, everything's going to be sunny and all wine and roses. Stuff could go dangerously wrong for these people.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a good thing about the plastic surgeon, or so far that I've seen anyway, that he actually, again, I've only seen like a handful of episodes, so I don't know if it's the same guy every time. But the plastic surgeon that's there, he actually does say what could go wrong, as well as what the positives the outcome could be, sort of thing. So, which is good. So, but yeah, it's just, I mean, it's one of those programs. It's not, it's interesting. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it's one of those sort of fluff pieces, which seems inappropriate to say fluff pieces now. But it is one of those programs that's kind of like you can watch it and it's just on, if you know what I mean, rather than having to really concentrate on it. So, yeah.
Gonna be honest, I think I'll give it a miss, but if it works for people, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. So, what have you been watching? Anything in particular recently?
The only thing I've watched is really what we've kind of touched upon. I watched She-Hulk. I've watched a bit of a program. I think it's called is it not Reboot or something? I can't remember what it's called, but it's got Johnny Knoxville in it. And it's it's called Reboot. It's a truly strange show. It's all about a bunch of actors who they reboot their original series. So it's in the vein of, how a program called Full House came back as Fuller House. It's idea almost like they're doing that. It's a comedy. It's got like Keegan Michael Key in it, and Johnny Knoxville and Judy Gray and Paul Reiser and Rachel Bloom. It's really, it's weird stuff, but it's good. And I've got to take my hat off to Johnny Knoxville. He's not a bad actor. He's not a bad actor. He's holding his own with a good cast of other actors. And anyway was good, so I'm not overly surprised. But it's enjoyable. Very screwed up. Dark stuff. Not like anything for kids, that's for sure. But
yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, that's been quite a good one to watch.
So, no, that sounds really good, actually. What was it? You know how you said that it was, they changed it from Full House to Fuller House. Was it Boot before and now it's Reboot?
I can't remember what the show within the show originally was supposed to be about, but yeah, I just find it very good. One other thing I watched that it's just becoming a letdown is the Goldbergs.
Oh, really?
The new run of that. Well, it's the original, the guy whose show it is, who it's about.
Yeah.
Isn't
Adam Goldberg.
Adam isn't like a producer in it anymore. He's not involved with it. And it just seems to, even he doesn't seem very happy about it. His mother certainly is. I haven't properly spoken to his mother for ages, but, when we used to tweet each other and stuff, but she's not exactly thrilled. But the fact that Adam isn't happy and actually tweeted about it is a real indicator. And I think it's coming towards the end of it, how it can work as a show. I mean, they've got rid of the guy who played the father, who's, for various, there are issues there. Maybe they could have been a bit more understanding with him when he's mentioned, like, he has mental health problems that he discussed, but that's one for another day to discuss. But yeah, I just don't know how long it will. I think if they do this final series, they're going to have to can it, because they're all adults now.
Yeah.
It's not about the kids, yeah.
Yeah. And also, if the person who's it's about has actually left the project, you kind of get alarm bells really at that point, don't you? Yeah.
And the problem they have, his mother and him, and they've alluded to this, and Mrs. Goldberg alluded to this quite a bit ago, is that their name's on it, so it reflects upon them. But we'll see. We'll see how things pan out. I will see if I can speak to Bev about it, but I'm not sure it'll happen. I've not spoken to her for a while, but yeah. Hopefully it'll all resolve.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. But if not, you've got the other episodes that you can just go back and watch, can't you? Instead of watching the new stuff.
That's very true. Yes. And there's also the sick and twisted stuff like Beavis and Butthead, the new series of that. There's the new series of American Dad and Family Guy, just so I can watch and The Simpsons, I can watch all of the messed up stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the other thing that I watched, just before we sort of go into stories of the week this week, but the other thing that I watched was Studio 666, the Foo Fighters film.
Oh, yeah, I saw that quite a while ago. It's not bad. As I think I said to you at the time, they're not actors, but...
Yeah, they're definitely playing themselves, but they're also acting as themselves. So, I mean, it's very, very cheesy. It's extremely cheesy. But it is nice to see the guys sort of acting and playing together sort of thing. It's hard. It's sort of hard to kind of watch Dave Grohl be an asshole in a way because, well, obviously we don't know, but we all assume that he's such a nice guy.
I think he's the best actor out of all of them, actually.
Yeah.
I think he was... The one scene that really made me... that immediately comes into my mind that makes me laugh is the Lionel Richie one.
Oh, yes. That's my song. Leave it alone.
That really made me laugh.
Yeah. And then when he starts playing like the guitar riff for Everlong and stuff like that, and it's kind of like, yeah, that's an amazing song. You wrote that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because that's what reminded me, because the dad from the Goldbergs is actually in that as well, isn't he? So,
he is, yeah.
I've actually forgotten his name, but sorry. Just Google it and you'll find out who it is.
Yeah, you'll find out. He's in Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. Jeff Garlin, brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Brilliant actor, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, he just doesn't sound like he's he doesn't sound like he's the best person overly, but
possibly not the easiest of people to deal with. No.
Yeah. So, but there you go. there's the Bruce Willises in the world and stuff like that as well, isn't there? So
that's true.
right, but yes, Studio 666. I do suggest and recommend to people to watch it if you haven't watched it, but just be prepared to not really be like really scared or anything like that. It's going to be absolute cheese fest.
Yeah, it's one of these kind of weird meta kind of things. It's on the Beatles in A Hard Day's Night and Magical Mystery Tour. It's never meant to be taken seriously, is it? So
no, absolutely not, and it isn't. Yeah, it isn't taken seriously even by the people in it. So you can kind of can tell that.
Yeah.
But I have to say, it was quite emotional seeing Taylor Hawkins again, though, because I was like, oh, Taylor, I miss you. But there you go.
Yeah, because I've got to be honest, when I was watching it, I thought, when you look at it in hindsight, I'm thinking he doesn't look well all the time. He didn't look, the picture of health all the time. So maybe it was an unfortunate indicator of things to come. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when it was recorded or whatever as well. So, but yeah, it was, I've got nothing to say to that is what I'm trying to say.
But on the positive, we both enjoyed it.
Yes. Yeah. It's worth a watch. It's definitely worth a watch.
Definitely is. Definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that like my Codswallop, James is going to have a blood-boiling moment during his story of the week. So do you want to read your story first?
Yes, I do. Well, it's going to be a quality piece because it's from the Metro. This is what we've come to, people. This is how screwed we are as a society in general. This makes papers. This makes news. This is the kind of crap that gets spread around. So, tie yourself to a chair, prepare yourself. So, Mum spots face of Shrek in her curry, but her teen son is less than impressed. I'm going to say what I always say. Shoot me now. Her mum has reacted with unbridled joy after discovering the face of Shrek in her curry. Lisa Edmonds, 56, sat down with husband Mark, 50, when she spotted the film's character face in her food. Well done, though, Lisa. You did manage to bag a younger husband, you cougar. So, she said, I called Mark, and he was like, what? Our son Harrison, 14, didn't really get it, but we found it hilarious. She took a picture of the Hariyali green curry that she brought from her favourite curry house in Enfield. The mum of one admits she almost couldn't eat the cute face, but was too hungry to resist. Lisa, a client service manager, said it was the weirdest thing. I threw the curry onto the plate, and there was Shrek, clear as day. The curry is bright green as well, so it fitted him perfectly. I did a double take when I saw his green face staring back at me. It was so funny. She ordered the North Indian-style chicken curry along with some pilau rice, sagaloo, and Bombay potatoes. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, just to interrupt very quickly, just to say, it did look like Shrek.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah.
But, when the order arrived costing around £25, she tipped the content of the pot on her plate and broke into fits of giggles. You see, the problem they've got also when they're writing this is it's such like a pointless non-story. They've got to stretch out, things like, it cost this much. It was, it was gelatinous or whatever.
Yeah.
She said the store started dripping off the side and I thought it looked like his ear. The chicken was perfectly positioned and formed his nose. Oh my God, I want to shoot myself. I really do. This is fucking painful. I get this order all the time and this has never happened before. The face was so cute I almost couldn't eat it, but I was so hungry. I had to eat it as soon as I snapped the picture. It's just a bit of fun and I hope it makes people laugh. It makes my blood pressure change. It really does. If I ever end up in a position, Tadpoles, where I submit something like this, can you assume that I've suffered some really bad brain trauma that's like screwed me beyond belief? And I've just lost it. And frankly, I should be like, you'll probably find me walking around in a bathrobe outside, confused and lost. And frankly, it'd be like old Yeller time. Take me around the back of the shed, put one in the back of my head. That's all we're saying. End of.
Well, I can assure you as well, if you get into a situation like this and you're in the picture and you're not wearing a Talking Codswallop t-shirt, then you will get a bash on the head. He thinks I'm joking, sorry to tadpoles.
No, I know she's not. She's very violent.
So is there any more to your story, or shall I move on to mine?
No, it's a Metro article. Of course it's going to have no more to the story. It just ends dramatically. And let's be honest, it's such a piss-poor story. What else could they add to it? Ooh, she ate it. Ooh, she went to the toilet afterwards. Oh, it was good. It was bad. Oh.
It looked like Shrek when it came out. No, it looked like Donkey when it came out.
Yeah. Dear God.
Oh, that would be funny. Well, from Shrek to Dog Story. Now,
Wait, just before you say that, it gets even worse. There's another one that says, Mum spots face of Elvis in a pot of McDonald's ketchup.
I know, I saw that one too.
The end is nigh. I've had it. We're screwed. This is it. This is end times, people. This is at the end of days. It's over.
Yeah, I know, because there was an awful lot of stories, wasn't there, about people seeing faces and stuff today. It's ridiculous, and that's why I really struggled to find a story of the week, but I happened to hear one on another podcast, so I decided to use this one just to have James's reaction to it more than anything else.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I shall begin.
Reasonably, yeah. Fire away.
Okay. Woman hospitalised after horrific dog poo incident while she was sleeping.
I think I know what this is.
Do you? Amanda was hurling violently for hours after the horrific incident when looking after her daughter's dog. Sorry, I keep getting a frog in my throat today, so I do apologise that I keep clearing my throat. A Bristol woman... I don't know where that accent was, sorry.
All right, my lover.
All right, my lover. A Bristol woman was hospitalised after a horrific dog poo incident while she was sleeping. Amanda was asleep when her daughter's dog became violently ill on her face, leading her to be sick and then having to go into hospital. The 51-year-old was lying with her daughter's dog, Belle, like I always do, she said. So she was lying on the bed, I believe.
First mistake, don't share the dog, don't share your bed with the dog.
Yes.
Or share your dog with the bed.
Absolutely, absolutely. And don't, in Mr. Socks's case, don't feed him chicken because it's not good. It's not good. While asleep, the dog became ill and suffered a partially violent bout of diarrhea.
Yeah, this is not going to end well, is it?
No. The mum of three told of how she accidentally swallowed the foul liquid. She told the Manchester Evening News, "I was having an afternoon nap with Belle, like I always do, when I suddenly felt something spurt into my mouth." Amanda quickly got to the bathroom to be sick. This, however, was not enough to stop her. This, however, was not enough for her to stop her feeling poorly herself and later ending up in hospital. The mother suffered from a gastroenteritis and gastrointestinal infection passed on from the dog.
Bad dog.
Yeah, bad dog.
Stop sneaking in people's houses.
She said, "I rushed into the bathroom and my son was in the shower. It was disgusting, and I was hurling."
Well, what was he doing in the shower?
He was probably wanking. "It was disgusting, and I was hurling violently for hours after. I just could not get the taste out of my mouth. Ugh. Ugh.
I hope she actually went to the hospital. She's going just trying to deal with it herself.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out, James. Amanda's daughter took Belle to the vet, where Belle was diagnosed with a stomach bug. She was put on to antibiotics, so the dog was put on antibiotics.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the day, Amanda started displaying symptoms of illness and rang 111 and had an ambulance arrive to her home. Paramedics prescribed her painkillers and instructed her to drink enough water to flush out any potential infection. After a visit, her symptoms got worse, and 48 hours later, cramps had spread all over her body. Amanda's mum rang 999, resulting in another ambulance being dispatched, which took her to Bristol Royal Infirmary. Here the mother was hooked up to a drip and was diagnosed with a gastrointestinal infection passed on through the dog. Amanda was kept under observation for 3 days while she was rehydrated. She said, "They sent an ambulance the second time, and I was so dehydrated from being sick and having diarrhea that my kidneys had shriveled to half their size. I was kept in hospital for 3 days until they flushed the infection out through a drip." Amanda added that she has forgiven Bella for her little incident, and I still love her with all my heart, but I will definitely be more mindful of what position we sleep in the future. The end. I have a little sort of caveat to that, which I don't know if it was entirely true, but as a kid, when I was young, well, obviously when I was younger, when I was a kid, I was always told that, you know, if you accidentally got dog poo on your hand or whatever like that, if you ingested it by accident, basically, because let's face it, who would ingest dog poo on purpose, that there was something in it that could make you blind? Did you hear that?
I think, well, that's not, I don't think that's entirely right. It probably would do something to your insides, obviously make you ill. But what you're referring to is toxicara. Plasmosis, I think it's toxiclara plasmosis, but that's more if you got it probably like in your eyes or something. It could blind you. Either way, it's not going to do you any good, and there is obviously the risk you could go blind. Interesting. Does it say anything about what was the dog a Shih Tzu?
No, it wasn't. That's very good though. It was a Chihuahua.
Yeah. Well, you know, what's the lesson here? Don't share the bed with the dog.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Mr. Socks isn't allowed to be on anyone's bed. So, and let's face it, at least it was a Chihuahua. Because you can imagine...
well, nothing too big, like a Great Dane or an Irish Wolfhound with the runs.
Yeah, or even like a medium-sized one like Socks. You know, I mean... He had chicken last night, like I said. It was he had quite a noisy poo earlier, and you know, it just sounded like a little poo diarrhea waterfall coming down. It was absolutely lovely. It was beautiful. Not really
delightful. Yes, I'm very glad you shared that with us. Thank you. Yeah,
but if you can imagine how long that took, well, you know, I know you don't know because you weren't there.
But,
But what I'm going to say is, if you can imagine how long it took for Socks to do his business, which was quite a long time, I'm assuming a Chihuahua wouldn't be as long. So that's a fortunate thing, isn't it? That, you know, at least it's a smaller dog, is what I'm trying to get to, kind of really.
Going to be honest, in either situation, I don't want to think about it. It's gross.
So this episode started with Codswallop and ends with Codswallop. So there we are, people.
It certainly does.
Well, I think I've grossed out James enough this week. So...
oh, yes.
So in that case, then, I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I'm the emotionally traumatized James.
You are, yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.